All right, so story is customer came in with this sweet 1978 Ford Ranchero. It was her dad's. He passed away. It was on the road for 9 years. He took it to all these car shows, got all this stuff done to it, got the motor built, and then he blew it up at the drag strip after 9 years of being on the road. It hasn't ran in over 30 years, and we're getting it going. So she told us that the motor blew a head gasket. That's what she was told. Her dad said it blew a head gasket or something with the motor. She wasn't sure what was wrong. She just wanted to get it back on the road. So we took it. We borrowed the motor over to make sure it wasn't locked up. We checked the oil, and it wasn't milky. So now we're thinking it might not be a head gasket. So we're just thinking next thing we need to do is just see if we can get this thing running. So we borrowed the motor over, and it's free. We put some new battery cables on. We put a new fuel pump on there because the old fuel pump was bad. It wasn't pumping. And we put the line in a gas can, and then boom, fires right up. But there was a rod slapping pretty bad. So we ordered a new long block. We got it coming, and it's now here. And that is where this video is picking up. Here is the Ranchero Midnight Rider. Yeah, this thing's all decked out. Straight out of the 70s. Got the red interior. CB radio, tack. Got a cover on the back. Everybody says it looks like a hearse. But yeah, this thing's got some show winds under its belt. Here, I'll show you the shag carpet. Okay, she cleaned a lot of stuff out back here, but oh yeah. So we pulled the motor, and I will show you that right now. All right, so I got the motor here. I got it stripped down. I got the new motor right there. We're gonna get all the sheet metal and other accessories off this motor to put on that one. So I got a lot of them off. I almost just tripped and fell. Yeah, that water pump's bad. But yeah, I got all the accessories off. This front plate. There's a water pump. I'm not gonna clean that up because we're not using it. Oil pan I still gotta get cleaned up. Got the intake cleaned up. Not the top, but all the seals, all the seal surfaces. And yeah, now we're gonna move that motor onto this stand, move that motor into that box. And then, I don't really know. I'll get there when we get there. All right, so I got the new motor here on the motor stand, getting ready to put all the accessories and sheet metal on. I got the old motor right here in the box, getting ready to take it back to the store to get a core back. And we're gonna load it up in the work truck right here. Oh yeah. Let's see how squatted it gets. All right, got the motor on the motor stand. Getting a lot of the parts on. Got the intake on. Got the front plate on. Got the fuel pump on. Oil pan. Got a few more parts to put on. But up here, we got the radiator. And it is bad, so we have to get a new one, which kind of sucks. And the Ranchero is ready for this engine. All right, so I got a few more parts. Got the fuel tank right there. Got the radiator back there. Sorry about the noise. Got the water pump. Got the oil filter. Got a thermostat over there. And yes, I got a few more things to get. I got to get coolant and some other fluids. And other than that, we're getting ready to throw this thing back together and get it in the car. All right, we got it on the cherry picker, getting real close to throwing it in. Water pump on, thermostat housing on, fuel pump lines on, oil filters on. Gotta go back here. Gotta throw the harmonic balancer on. Then you gotta throw the flex plate on right there, and then the cover right there. And then, yeah, this thing's getting ready for a motor to go right there. All right, so I got the harmonic balancer on. Got the flex plate on with the cover. And we're going to have to do what we just did, except the exact opposite. We're going to have to do a little handoff because the Ranchero is extremely long. Also, over here, the radiator we just got is damaged from shipping. And that bung's damaged as well. So, we're going to have to send that back and get a new one, which is awesome. All right, so we took a break from putting the motor in for a second. Got the, about to drop the fuel tank. And, yeah, we're going to figure out if these fuel lines are salvageable as well. We disconnected that fuel line. The gas came out the same color as whiskey. And then it started coming out over there at the end of the fuel line. So, might actually be a good sign. But, yeah, I'm going to say that gas was bad after being in the tank for, what, like 25 years?
Yeah.
Well, just about. Tank's coming down, and we just pulled that out of there. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know why this thing needs replaced.
None.
I think we could probably just clean it out and reuse it. Totally joking.
I was talking to Larry the other day.
Yeah.
He got second place in Georgia. Really?
All right, so we were able to get the fill neck off the other tank, throw it on this one. Other than that, you know, it came down pretty easy, but this sending unit is trashed. So we're going to have to get a new one of those, which is proving to be more difficult than we thought it'd be, which is just sometimes the case with these older stuff. So, yeah, other than that, that's the old tank right there, and the new one's ready to go in.
That came out.
All right, so the new tank's getting ready to go up in there. We also found out the fuel line is good. We put some cleaner in there and blew it out, and it's flowing just fine. We got the old vent back on there and the fill neck, so good to go. So 2 seconds ago when I just said it was good to go, I lied. This seal right here is not sealing like it should, so we're going to have to find a new one or figure that out if we can't find a new one, but we're just not going to send it back to the customer that way. Jeremy's over there scraping away on the ground. We're going to have to clean up this fill neck too just to get that seal better because it just wasn't sealing like we wanted it to. So, all right, we did not get a video because I forgot to set up the time lapse, but the engine's in the car, finally. So, we are one step closer. All right, we're starting to put the final components on the motor. We're going to throw the valve covers on there. We're going to get the distributor in there, spark plug wires, just, you know, the whole 9 yards. We're going to get it back together, and then we're going to put it in time, and then we're going to throw the rest of the accessories on there. Right now we're trying to clean off the harmonic balancer so we can see the timing marks because it's a little old. For some reason, getting the distributor lined up with the oil pump rod is proven to be a little more difficult than it should be, but it'll pop in there in a second. They always come around. Don't worry. Finally got it in there. Oh no. He pulled it back out. Alright, now we got it seated in there. I put the distributor cap on. We're going to throw the plug wires on. We're going to throw the headers on there first. And then we're going to throw the plug wires on there. And we're going to get this thing all timed up using this 1/2-inch wrench, which won't focus.
I have the problem, but I know some people have problem like sitting on their nuts and shit. Like, how do you sit on your nuts? My nuts don't look like that problem. Maybe I just got little nuts.
Yeah, I don't know.
You have that problem?
All right, here we go. We got the carb on, got the plug wires ran, got the headers on, got the valve cover gaskets on, and we are ready to start it up.
Careful what you start to get.
So as you can see, we got to start it up, and it's still a little out of time, so we're going to finish that tomorrow and then get all the rest back together. All right, so here we got the tank, putting the little rubber grommets in there. Had to glue those in because we couldn't find new ones online. We're going to put some sealer around the outside to get that seal good with the filler neck. It's right here. We're just going to reuse this old one. And we're going to clean that up and then throw some sealer on there and throw it back in there. All right, there it is. We got the filler neck in there. Got the seal around it. Everything's in there nice and tight. Now it's time to throw it up in the Ranchero. All right, we got a lot of the accessories on the motor. Starting to get everything put back together. Yeah, we're going to throw this tank on here real quick. And, yeah, we got the new radiator in, too, so we're going to throw that in. And everything's, yeah, coming together. Got to clean out this seat where the radiator sits. It's a little dirty. Getting more accessories put back on. Got the radiator sitting in there. Now so you get the mounts on there, and then we can hop back on the motor. Got the radiator mounts back on there. Those are going to need painted. Now we're going to fill it with fluid. Doing a once over everything before we turn it over. Make sure there's oil coming up into the valve cover. But yeah, just checking over everything here real quick.
I put that, I had a, what was that, 76 El Camino. There's one owner, and I got it, and I charged it up.
I didn't work on College Avenue for like 2 years or anything.
I would say we might have to do something about this exhaust.
Those are blowing bubbles. There's like 3 bubbles.
Yep, it's I would say it's done for it. Jared over there being a good tire boy. All right, the tank's finally going in. Shouldn't take too long. Should just pop right in there, but famous last words. Now I've been fighting the brakes. We got the back brakes bled, but the front brakes, they will not bleed. So, still trying to figure out why that is. Could be a problem with the master cylinder. Could be anything. So, we're going to dive into that next. Here she is sitting on the ground. Still need to get the tires on her. Still got the old tires on there, but she's dusty from being here for so long. She's been fighting us. But she's coming together. Got the motor pretty much put back together. Got it running pretty good. We had a weird motor noise that we had to figure out, but yeah, I got the radiator mounts painted, and yeah, she's still got no brakes, so still got to figure that out, but she's running good. She starts right up and purrs. She's a little cold-blooded. No, but she runs good. She started right up. 20 degrees all day. And she ain't got no brakes. See if he can stop. Nope, he can't stop. Now we're fighting trying to get these lug nuts off these tires because there's a weird lock that we've never seen before. And same time we're trying to figure out this headlight problem, which we thought was a switch down here, but it ended up not fixing it. We got these lug nut extractors, which will not fit over the key, so we're going to have to figure something else out. Other than that, we're still trying to figure out the brakes. And once we get these tires off, though, we can really dive into those. And we just got the tires in, so we want to mount them. But here's the key we're trying to get out. Right there. And they do not make that key anywhere. So still trying to get these keys off. Nothing's really worked so far, but someone just said something on Facebook that might work, and we're going to try it right now. Wow.
Holy crap.
Got the tires in. Got them sitting next to the old ones. Went with the same size on the front, but the back here went from 325s to 375s. Or 275s, not 375s. But yeah, should ride a little better and look a little better. Don't need that big of a tire on this. Front one's on, blew the brakes out, and now we're gonna mount these tires. I almost got that. I bent this bar trying to get that tire off. So we gotta figure something out. Ended up having to cut the tires off, put the other ones on. They would not come off, so it's going on the machine. So it's a combination of these cutters. All right, so here's the thing with the tires. I'm gonna interrupt here and say this. Apparently we were doing it wrong. Now with normal tires, you just, put the back side down, put the top side up, the outside side up, which is normal, and then you just pull it over the lip. Well, with these old steel tires and deep dish tires, you can't do that. You got to do them backwards. You got to put the front down, and you got to pinch them from the outsides so you don't ruin the front face of the rim. So the front rims just went on really hard because they weren't as deep dish as the back, but the back rims, the tire would not go on because we had to do it backwards, and it was stretching the tire too much, which is why we ruined one of the tires. But that's on us. That's something we didn't know, and so we ate the cost. But now we got to figure it out, so we will never run into that problem again. Probably. Oh, it got me in the face. Got the tires on, looking nice. Still don't have any brakes, even though I blew all the crap out of the old calipers. But, yeah, we're going to dive into that problem next. But now we got the tires, and we got to get this tire white cleaner so we can fix it all. But here's the tire we messed up. We completely ripped this bead, and we got to get a new one. So, yeah, there's completely ripped. Put my finger in here. If you don't know anything about tires, just know that's not good. All right, we're still running into a problem with these front calipers. Thought it was out. Fuck. But anyway, before I started really interrupted, I blew out the old lines, so all the lines are completely clear, all the calipers completely clear, and nothing's working. Still don't got the brakes working. Think we're gonna need a new master cylinder, but probably gonna try to move it around like this. Got the headlights working. Everything's all good to go in the engine bay. And yeah. All right, so here's the next mystery problem we're running into. This switch we thought was bad because the headlights weren't working, okay? So basically the power comes through the top power wire, and then one wire is your low beam, one wire is your high beam, and all this does is switch between. So if this switch isn't working, then your headlights won't come on at all because no power will get to either side. Well, headlights are on, but if you just click this for a while, still on, turn off and back on, and watch them stay on now. But after a while, they're going to shut off. And then after they shut off, if we just take that, unplug the plug and plug back in, they reset and it starts working again. And there's no headlight fuse, there's no nothing. So it makes no sense. Problem with the headlight switch, it wasn't the switch that controls the high beam, low beam. It's actually the whole switch that turns the headlights on and off. So we kind of got it worked out now. Everything else works though, which is kind of weird. So everything else, all the other parking lights, tail lights, all that turn on when you pull the switch. The only thing that has trouble turning on is just the headlights. So I think the connector was, just not used for a while. So it got corroded, but we kind of cleaned it up, put it back in there. And now it pretty much works every time. And if it doesn't, you just got to slam it back in and pull it back out. So it's one of those weird, quirky things, I guess. I hate that I just said that word, but you know what I mean. So, took the calipers and cleaned them all out, and I did that by disconnecting that line up there and just putting air through it, blowing all this gunk out, and it blew a whole bunch of really nasty gunk and fluid out there. Did the same thing on that side, and then our problem was that it would stop for a second, and then it would let loose, even though your foot's to the floor. So you push your foot down, it would stop, and then there'd be no more pressure. So that led us to believe that it was the master cylinder, and bingo, it was. Got a new master cylinder, put it in there, and now this thing stops like a dream. And we are going to take it for its first drive and work the bugs out of it. So let's get into that.
What's up? Gotta adjust my mirror here.
Yeah, that's pretty fancy. How the brakes feel? Oh. First trip successful. Can't see, so we're cleaning out the window. Would. I'd be pretty fucking surprised. It looks good. I think it looks good. Once you get the blue off those tires, it looks real good.
Yeah. Guess we could cruise on.
Dude, the nose is so long, I just can't get over it. It just is so fucking long.
Whatever this 2-foot piece is.
Well, the tires, both front tires, just got a big ass goose egg in them. Probably from the rim fucking the beat up. So, yeah, we got to get 2 new tires in the front now. The back left one's holding up. We already had to get this new one. So 3 out of our 4 tires, we had to get new ones. The last step here is we're going to fix this exhaust. We have some scat pipe mufflers we're going to throw on there. So this exhaust is done for it.
Piece that we wanted to come off didn't come off.
That worked, but it also did not. We are testing out the exhaust, see how it sounds. These are mufflers off a 2023 Scat Pack, so.
Is it 23?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 20.
Or 22 or something. But, yeah, we'll see how it sounds. All right. Well, we started it up. Let's get ready to send it home, and there's antifreeze leaking. Kirsters is back at it. Also, there's like some weird clanking noise coming from up here, but I think something's just loose. So, yeah. Wonderful. Leak fixed, tires on, ready to go back home. Here she goes, leaving for the last time, hopefully, please. Oh boy. This is like surreal.
Yeah. That's where this really stuff is. Yeah.